from Chris. Hi, Trip. My name is Chris. I'm a new listener to the podcast and already love it. So you may have gone over this in a previous episode that I just haven't got to, but here goes, and I'll try to keep this short. I'm a recent college graduate who is having a difficult time finding steady work. I've been doing everything in my power to get a full-time job or even part-time job, applying for hundreds of jobs, networking, improving my resume, etc. It hasn't been a smooth road since graduating with my bachelor's degree in May 2021. What advice would you give to a guy in my situation when it comes to approaching, talking to, and dating women? Because we all know not having a job can be a real turnoff for the women being approached and may hinder a guy's confidence, at least for me personally. I must also add that I'm an average-looking guy, 5'7", works out, stays in shape, and has a good social life. Thanks, Trip. Chris, this question has been answered and asked in a different way, but I haven't really gone over this in a while, so I'm happy to talk about this because it's even a little bit more specific, which I like that. All right, so here's my thought. If you are a postgraduate, or maybe let's say even you're 30 years old and you got fired and you're like, wow, now I don't have a job, or you're in between jobs and you're thinking, should I be going out and dating? Should I not be going out and dating? Here's the thing. Your priority right now, 110%, it should be finding a job. Okay, so this goes for you, Chris. Your priority should be finding a job, finding work. You need to pay the bills. You need to survive, right? If you don't have a job, then we're talking about a hard time with survival. So we need to get surviving going. We need to get the job, pay for the things, have the type of life that we want and lifestyle that we want. But more importantly, we need to have a place to call home. And that has to do with making money, which again has to do with getting a job, right? Obvious things. So you definitely want to be doing that. Now, even though I'm saying that's priority, there's only so much time in the day that you could be applying for jobs, looking for jobs. So, if there is time left over, which I'm assuming that there is, okay? I remember even myself when I was 22 years old and I was applying for jobs. I wasn't out of work for that long. I was working in the entertainment industry. I was able to get a job fairly quick, but it was a part-time job. But you have time on your hands because there's only so much you could do, and it sounds like you're doing everything. So with the time left over, yes, definitely be filling it with working out and being healthy. That's going to help your mood overall, and your mood's very important because if you have a bad mood and you're not doing the things healthy for your body and your brain, that's not going to be good. But then there might be more time over. After that, I would say, I think it's okay to go and do approaches and talk to women. Because women are not going to necessarily judge you that fast, first of all. If you're able to pull the attraction triggers and flirt with them and be a very charismatic and confident guy, they will be more understanding than you think. They don't necessarily reject you that fast because you don't have a job right now. If you are looking for a job, and there's a reason why you're in between jobs, first of all, for you, you're a post-grad, so you're going to have a pretty good excuse. Like, you just graduated, right? So it's not that bad. And so if you're able to go out and approach women and get a woman attracted before she even knows that you're unemployed, then understand that you're going to be okay for a while. It's just kind of like the long-term thing. Like, if you're trying to get a girlfriend, you don't have any money, well, you're not going to be able to pay for things. Like, you're not going to be able to go out to dinners and entertainment and do all that stuff. So in the short term, you'll be able to maybe hook up with some girls and do all that. But really, my big, most important answer here, so thanks for bearing with me as I get through this, but the most important thing is you should be going out and approaching women anyways because it's practice. It's like, if they end up rejecting you because they find out that you don't have a job or you're in between jobs, okay, whatever. Really, let's stay outcome independent and let's go and approach and talk to women anyways because it's going to be practice. I don't like the idea of like saving it. Like, oh, let's save it. Like what? Like, you approach a bunch of women and those are women that maybe you could have approached when you did have a job. Like, that doesn't make sense. That's not very logical, right? It's like there's so many women around and there's so many people that you can swipe on. There's so many women that you can go out and approach. And who knows, those women eventually might end up getting into relationships with other people. So Let's not save the approaches. Like, this is a skill that needs to be worked on now. So you can look at this as a skill, which it is, go out, practice this stuff. So it's not like, okay, now I have the job. Now I can go out. It's like, well, you kind of spent a lot of that time, that free time that you had, practicing this. So imagine you're doing all the things now, right? You're being efficient with your time. You're in winner's mentality. So you're doing the things that need to be done to schedule everything out. You're working out. You're applying for jobs. You're going. You're meeting girls, and then you eventually end up getting a job, which you probably will. Chances are you will probably get a job. You're putting a lot of time into it. It sounds like so. You will get the job. Imagine now you have the job, and you're not starting from scratch with women. Now you're ahead of the game because you've been practicing flirting, approaching, talking to women, building confidence, all that good stuff. And now you're meeting women. It's like, boom, we already have the job, and you're already far ahead in the process of the skill set. So that's really big here, Chris. So think about that. And for all of you out there, same thing. So TLDR, too long didn't read, or TLDA, too long didn't, listen, TLDL, too long didn't listen. Priority is obviously getting the job. Put the most effort into that now. But yes, you can still go out and be meeting women simultaneously.